the rest of the AFC and the rest of the NFL. It's just depressing. Like, what do you have to do to win a Super Bowl if they're going to have a down year and win it?
Welcome into TexAgs Rewind. David Nuño here. The reason I'm using that voice is because Luke can't. Gage Wilson in the house. He's a high schooler from Belleville, right? Wants to be a broadcaster, loves TexAgs, and I'm going to allow you to introduce the TexAgs Rewind with your best announcer man voice, and we're going to see how it compares to Luke. You're going to be like, oh, you can do Mike Elko.
Introducing Mike Elko.
Much better. We're going to have Coach Elko on the show tomorrow. Luke, you can show the people how you did it.
Introducing Mike Elko.
It's so bad. It is so bad. What was your favorite part of the show today?
Just sitting and listening to y'all. Just a whole different perspective on everything. Seeing it
You're
from
giving
home.
a real answer. I was hoping you'd be like, oh, man, that great interview you did with so-and-so. You're actually going from the heart. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but just interesting seeing everything from a different lens is just really cool, and getting to learn a lot about all of the things and how it works back there in the back. So it's awesome.
True story. When I was 12 years old, I did my very first radio hit, something similar to what you're doing right now. It put me down the path, so I hope this helps put you down the path.
Yes, sir. Sure.
On the show today, Olin Buchanan was on the program. He was controversial, Luke? Is that the way to phrase it?
Yeah, you could say that.
It's from yesterday. People were mad about it, but I did put my stick in the cage. Justin Lanham talking some Aggie hoops. They got the Vanderbilt game coming up, obviously. Tom Hart, SEC Network. Charean Williams talking Super Bowl. That and much, much more here on the TexAgs Rewind. There was no surprise, right? Boots
No.
Radford.
In fact, I went down to talk to Dalton yesterday and said, hey, we need to be assuming that Boots is going to be the player of the week.
Right.
And he said, well, Wade Taylor was just named the Naismith National Player of the Week. I said, okay, yeah, but Boots is going to be I had no
insider information.
No, but it made sense. What do you have, like 27 and 23 or something like that?
27 and 22 according to the graphic. Look at the shooting too, how efficient he was. Really just has changed the way we look at the trajectory of the season and the way we look at him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know is the way we looked at him.
For this season.
Right. But we always knew he was good. It was just, is he going to get healthy?
Right.
And he got healthy, and he put on your boots and started kicking butt.
Well, and I said this to you yesterday. Seeing Boots get back to form gives me a lot more optimism that Henry Coleman will get back to form soon enough.
Well, I think yesterday Buzz was saying that Henry's good now. So if he's healthy, remember in the first month of the season, he was like a double-double machine.
He was a double-double machine.
And even if he can't get double-doubles because Anderson Garcia may be taking too many of the rebounds, you can't have too many good rebounders. I used to have a coach that would say, oh, Dan Knoll up in White Oak, he'd say, you can shoot too much and you can pass too much and you can dribble too much, but you can never rebound too much.
I love rebounding. I love it. I love to watch it. I love the mindset.
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
You got to want to rebound.
I
got to want it. I want it.
Say that again?
I want it.
What do you want, Obi?
That rebound.
Okay. Can you use that voice for the remainder of the hour?
Sure can.
You won't have a voice by the end of it. But bottom line is, when your stars come out to play the way that you expect them to.
Yeah, it's one of those games that you don't really have a ton to gain from it, but you have everything to lose from it. And I think that just means you just got to go in there and take care of business. We all know that place is really, really hard to play at. Memorial Gymnasium is really hard to play at because of where the benches are located, and it's just kind of a different environment. I don't know if it's as jumping and happening as it has been in the past. When Vanderbilt has had some really good teams, I doubt it's that right now, but it's still just one of those gyms that I think you go in and a lot of teams have lost games there. So hopefully, our guys are up for it. Hopefully we carry some of the momentum. I will say this, one thing that I don't hope that we get into tonight is because we shot the ball so well on Saturday, and I say so well for us on Saturday, I hope that we don't just start, chunking them from the cheap seats and kind of getting into that. I hope that we shoot the ball confidently, but that we don't just get into this, now all of a sudden we had one good game shooting the ball from three. I hope that we don't just decide that that's our game. I hope we continue to attack the rim and do the things that made us successful in the Tennessee game.
Justin, last thing for you. Is there an area of concern when the way you're seeing this team play right now? It's different than we saw earlier on, but is there still an area of concern for you?
I think just a little bit of what I just mentioned, just getting back into the first couple of games of the SEC where it felt like we weren't attacking the rim and we were one-dimensional and we were going to shoot a high volume of threes. I think that kind of concerns me at times, but I do think times have shifted a little bit. I think that we have come into this new mindset of we're going to attack the rim, we're going to go crash the glass, and we're going to step confidently into our shots when we have the ability to. So if we can do that, I really, really feel good going down the stretch here. I know that there's still some tough games on the schedule for sure, but I really do feel good going down the stretch if we can do those things moving forward.
There's a lot to play for, and it's not just a conference championship. It's what we were talking about a second ago. It's putting yourself in the best position from a seeding standpoint. There's going to be some really good teams in that 5, 6, 7 spot that don't get the double bye in the SEC tournament that then have to play on Thursday. And that's going to make it really interesting because those are going to be absolute knife fights to try and figure out, all right, am I still a bubble team? Am I better than a bubble team? Do we have room? We have some wiggle room here, or do we not? Auburn. I think Auburn's performance this weekend was a pretty good example of how exhausting this league can be. They just had the huge win against Alabama over the weekend, in the midweek, and then they go into the weekend to Florida, and they're just completely out of gas, and they get smoked. It can be an absolute grind. And that's one of the things we're talking with Buzz about their non-conference. He said, I understood the value of playing so many quad one games and playing tough opponents. And we knew what that meant on paper. What we didn't have an appreciation for is the cost of playing such a tough schedule when it comes to man hours, man games, injuries, guys that you miss for multiple games, injuries that get compounded by the fact that you're going against tough and physical teams. And I think one of the big things that A&M has going for them when it comes to Selection Sunday is those games that Boots missed early in the season. For example, against Houston, it was a close game. If you have Boots Radford, you could make an argument that game comes out the other way. I think they should be, whether they will or not, they should be given grace when it comes to Selection Sunday based on where they were from a roster standpoint.
See, where does this Chiefs dynasty right now that we're still in the middle of, where does it rank?
Well, I think if they're able to repeat, I think it's pretty special because no one's been able to do that, and we'll see how long it lasts. But I think with Patrick Mahomes playing the way he's playing, the rest of the league's in trouble. You just think about this was a down year for the Chiefs. They weren't supposed to win. I mean, they lost a lot of games in the regular season. They had a lot of problems. Their receivers dropped balls. They didn't really have a true number one receiver. If you want to say Rashee Rice, okay, you got a rookie as your best receiver. Travis Kelce had an off year, but they still won it. So I think for the rest of the AFC and the rest of the NFL, it's just depressing. Like, what do you have to do to win a Super Bowl if they're going to have a down year and win it? And, it was pretty decisive that they were the best team in the postseason. I mean, even though that team went to overtime, I just think they ended up being the best team. And I think, anyone who watched them in the playoffs says they were the best team in the NFL when it mattered most. So I just think that's depressing for the rest of the NFL. But, yeah, if they win 3, they're going to be pretty special. They're going to be in a class of their own, and we'll see how many he can get to. There was always a debate of, is he better than Tom Brady? No, he's not better than Tom Brady. I mean, think about how long Tom Brady played. Think about how many championships Tom Brady won. Patrick Mahomes is number 2 on my list, but he's still got a long way to go to catch Tom Brady.
Well, and Brady beat him. That's always my thing. Is like he's got more. He beat him,
Twice.
and he did it over different eras.
Yeah, he beat him twice. That's exactly right because he played 24 years. He beat him in an AFC Championship game in Kansas City to go on and win a Super Bowl, and he beat him in a Super Bowl when he played for Tampa. He did it with two different teams. So I don't think there's a debate right now. Not in my mind. It's Tom Brady, and then it's Patrick Mahomes. I'll give him number 2, and then after that, you can start the debate on 3 on down to 10. But, I'm not putting him over Brady at this point. I think he has a chance to be better than Brady and win more than Brady or as many as Brady. But he's got a long way to go in his career. And let's face it, he's going to have an injury at some point.
Gage?
Yes, sir.
You know what to do, don't you?
I do.
Tell the people what to do.
You have to watch every video.
Yes,
sure.
that is absolutely the case. What else should they do?
They should tune in tomorrow to see
Yes!
Mike Elko.
Yes, but what else should they do when they finish watching a YouTube video?
Like it and subscribe.
There we see. I knew your generation would get it. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your people. Anything else, Luke?
Comment.
Yeah, we'll take a comment. We'll take 5 comments from you. If you do 5 comments, I'll like them. That's what I'll do. It's TexAgs Rewind. See you next time.